Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan, and in this video we are heading off to Dragon Trail in Europe for the World Touring Car 800, the next in our World Circuit races. I'm just going to check the options to make sure that the race difficulty is set to hard, which is the setting that we're using for all of these World Circuit races now. We've moved off of the normal because they were becoming a little bit too easy. And we've got the last of the races at Dragon Trail to complete. So let's get into the settings for the car. This is the Honda NSX that we're going to be using on racing mediums. The suspension differential is all standard. Output adjustment is set to 90, ballast 0 and power strict to 90. That's all to bring us below the 800 pp that is required. Otherwise everything is pretty much standard for this really quick car that we are using for most of the Touring Car 800 races. It really does seem to cut through the packs. This is a World Touring Car 800 Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse. 10 laps to go from last to first. Let's see how we do. Okay, so I'm going to set the power setting to 4 for this particular race because we want to try and get through the race without stopping if possible. We are also probably going to do a little bit of fuel saving throughout this race, so changing up roughly halfway up the rev range through most of this should get us to the 10 laps that we need. We've got to push through the cars because I'm not sure whether they are going to be pitting in this race, so we're going to go for it from the outset. And I'm just going to feel my way around this track for the moment because it isn't, whilst I'm used to running the Dragon Trail the normal way round, I'm not used to running it this way round. And although this the Honda NSX is really planted, I am having to learn this car around this track. And where the AI is slow and where I'm quick, where the AI is quick and where I am slow. Just getting a feel for this at the moment. Hopefully we will get quicker and quicker and quicker throughout this particular race. This is the third attempt that I have had to do this one, so I have learned a few lessons. Number one is that second gear is quite good through there, although I may well try third gear later on in the race. So as we come across the start and finish line for this second lap, let me just take you through what I've learned so far. So up into 6 through here, we're going to brake at the beginning of the curb, down into third gear, picking up the corner, the apex there. You can use loads of the curb. Then up through the gears, and now what I'm looking for is the beginning of the curbs on the right hand side. I'm going to bury the brake pedal down into 4th gear, throw it over the curbs, and you will catch up with the AI cars through here, so you've got to pick your overtaking points very, very carefully, especially if you want to go for a clean race. Down into 2nd gear for this one, so it's like 2 corners into 1 there. I treated it as 1. So bury the brake pedal, down into 3rd and then down into 2nd as the corner tightens, and then up through the gears through here, so all the way up into 5th, leaving it in 5th for this corner, and then I drop down into 4th for the S's here. I might try 5th gear occasionally, but 4th does have this NSX pretty planted. As you go underneath the Lorini banner there, look for the curb on the right hand side, down into 3rd gear, look for this curb on the exit, and then we can go flat through here, coming up through the gears, flat over the top, and as you come over the top, look for the curb, brake down into 3rd gear, turning into the apex, down into 2nd for some rotation, and then back on the power as quickly as we can, and then up through the gears to finish the lap. And that is 1 lap of this Dragon Trail Seaside in Reverse in a nutshell. And hopefully as I go through this race, I'm going to get a little bit quicker and may well be trying slightly later braking points and maybe experimenting with a higher gear. So please watch this video through to the end just to see what the optimal braking and turning points are. So I do like fall through here, monster those curves, but as I said again, just watch for the cars where you're going to overtake. I managed to just get up the inside of the BMW there, which was really fortunate. Through here I happened a bit quick. I think I was waiting for the 50 board. I was also watching the traffic there more than the actual board, which threw me ever so slightly. Just following the cars in front at the moment. They are a little bit quicker, but I'm not worried about that too much. We will close up under braking. Just going to, fourth gear through here does seem nicely settled with this particular car. And we've got the pace. So underneath the Larini banner, pick up the curb, bury the brake pedal down into third gear. You can take a lot more of that curb. I need to take more of that through that particular corner. That wasn't too bad. Again, I don't want to take too much of the curves with this NSX because occasionally it can unsettle the car, but putting two wheels onto the curbs is perfectly okay. Using second gear again there for the exit of that little chicane, and then up through the gears to finish lap number 3, and we are already up into 4th place. But you'll notice that places 1, 2 and 3 are pretty quick. We are 15 seconds behind the leader at this point. Lap 4, so we're approaching, we're not quite there yet, we're approaching half distance and not really making too much headway on the cars in front. Just carrying as much speed through here as I can. Maybe I should try that in 5th, but 4th I feel comfortable with. So we did actually catch up quite a bit through the chicane of death, double chicane where lots of people hit the walls. So we got the gap now down to 13 seconds. We've got the 3rd place runner in sight now, so we've got something to aim for. 5th through there, again down into 4th. You can see the closing speed on that Aston Martin, huge through there. That really is a pace where we can make up lots of time. Under Larini, bury the brake pedal, get it turned in. Oh, he went a bit wide there. Looking at the brake gauge on the screen there, it really didn't look like I was getting full 100% braking. I have calibrated my brakes and I'm pushing pretty hard on the G29 pedals, but looks like I could need to calibrate again or just work on the braking, because I really do need to get that car stopped more quickly than I did in that last corner. But Voigt was just pitted in 2nd place. He's just pitted, which has promoted us to 2nd, which is really good. That gives us a nice clean run now to Portilla in 1st, and maybe, just maybe, Portilla is going to be pitting as well, which will mean that that 14 seconds will completely evaporate. But for now I'm going to push on, just pushing through the chicane of death, changing up to 5th gear halfway through there so that we had 5th gear engaged for the exit, down into 2nd for this corner, which tightens, the 3rd to start with, then down into 2nd, and then we can let this run up the hill, up through the gears, get it up into 5th gear, and then when you see the 50 board, just start to move across, pick up the apex, which I missed on that occasion. 4th gear, missing these apexes, but we're out in front by a cool 10 seconds. Sorry, we're not out in front, we are 10 seconds behind, so we really need to be trying to pick up these apexes a little bit more and try and close that gap. I was looking at the gap to the car behind being 8 seconds, and hopefully Portilla is going to pit very soon. So 3rd, actually left it in 3rd for that one. That actually felt a little bit better in 3rd gear. I'm not quite sure what that's going to do with the lap time. Let's have a quick look while we're up the straight. So we've got a 140, 142, 141, and this is going to be a 140. So it looks like, oh, people pitting. It looks like third gear through there could be the way to go. Oh, Paul Tiller's pitting. That has promoted us up into first place by 12 seconds. So that is really good. This strategy looks like it is going to pay out yet again. It seems to be for a lot of these World Circuit races, just manage the fuel, manage the tyres, don't pit, and you can get very, very easy wins on these particular races. So again, as we come up the hill, just underneath the Michelin sign, getting up into fifth gear, looking for that 50 board. Let's just sweep across, try and take a bit more of the curb. That was better. Down into fourth, we've gone a bit wide on that one because we're carrying more speed. Apex, that one was okay. Use the apex on this one, that's okay. Just staying off those curbs a little bit. Bury the brake pedal down into third. Again, a little bit deep. But no worries. We are 17 seconds ahead of the car behind. So we're doing okay. Third gear, just going to leave it in third through here this time. I broke a little bit sooner than I needed to, I felt. That is quite nicely balanced through there in third, so I would say give that a try. If you find it's you're spinning it on the way out or having some problems, then maybe second, but third gear is pretty planted in this car. So beginning of the curb, down into third gear before we get to the apex. Loads of curb through that one. Up through the gears. Stay to the right as we go through the tunnel here. Just not catching the barrier, but really close. Looking for the beginning of the curb, down into fourth gear. Monster these curbs. Up into fifth, and monster those on the way out, and then I'm looking for the 50-meter board there, down into third gear, then down into second, pick up that apex and then through there. That felt pretty good. Felt as if I could have changed up in fifth a little bit earlier through the chicane of death, but hesitated ever so slightly. 50-meter board, fifth gear, pick up that apex, down into fourth, pick up this one using these curbs. Oh, this is feeling really good right now. This race is actually really coming to us. The track is coming to us. Beginning of the curb, down into third, pick up that curb, that's better. Just chose second for a little bit of slowdown and rotation through there. Picking up the curbs here, you can see how you can work these curbs really nicely. Beginning of the curb there, down to third, leave it in third, using all of the curbs, and then get back on the power as soon as we can for a run to the line, flat through this one. And then we are looking at starting our 8th lap. We've got 4.6 laps of fuel left. The tyres are looking absolutely fine, no worries there. That was a 1:38.4 for that particular lap, which is pretty awesome. You can see as we've run this more and more that the times are coming down. I can't look at them for the moment. Let's just negotiate the chicane of death and hopefully we won't die. Get up to fifth midway through the chicane, that's better, carrying more speed through the exit, looking for that 50 board, down into fourth, third, down into second, get it rotated, or went a little bit wide on the exit there, just trying to pick up the apex on the way in. So we got a 140, 142, 140, 140, 139 and a 138, so that was really good. Could we get 137, catching up with a back marker here? That might enable us to possibly slipstream, or maybe not, because we are so much quicker than the back marker. So no real benefit from the back marker. Thankfully it did get out of the way, which was good. Let's just get this turned in through here, down through the dip. Yeah, definitely third gear is better through there. So what are we looking at now? Can we put in another 138? Can we be a little bit quicker? Come on. 139.8, that was a lot slower. Not exactly what you would call Mr. Consistent through here. Tyres are about 25% worn across all 4 tyres, which isn't too bad. 33 seconds ahead of the car behind, which is a really good comfortable margin. We're doing this on the hard settings, so I would have hoped for the cars to have been pushing me a little bit more in this one, but this race series this video series I should say, is all about getting gold as quickly as we can and as easily as possible, and it really doesn't come a lot easier than this. This NSX is just mighty in the World Touring Car 800, definitely becoming my car of choice, and one that I am sure that we will come back to again. Likewise, the BMW VGT is my car of choice for the 700. That was better over that curb. Got another back marker up ahead. See if we can catch that car and overtake him. Sun is setting. Getting the sun in my eyes a little bit. Can still see the track without too much trouble, which is good. Are we going to need the lights on in a minute? Are we going to be able to finish this car without? So I finished this race without racing, thinking about what I'm doing more than talking. Come on, Wilk, keep pushing. Flames spitting out the back of that Ford. That's another car lapped. What do we do on that one? So back into the 138 for, hang on a second, I need to check that. Didn't we have that time a moment ago? Let's just get through here. Up into 5th. Oh, come on, there we go. Hold on to that one a little bit longer than I wanted. Blue flags are waving, but are these cars going to get out of the way? We can have a look at those times in a moment. So we did a 138.4, yes, lap 7 and lap 9 are both 138.480, exactly the same time. Wow. Oh, that makes me feel so much better, but let's not get carried away. Let's just keep this on the black stuff and bring this home. We're 40 odd seconds ahead at the moment, which is a country mile, especially on the hard settings. We could even have pitted and changed the tyres, but racing mediums are easily going to get us to the end of this race. Likewise, the fuel setting on 4 kept the car nicely balanced. It gave us plenty of fuel. We could actually have gone for a higher setting, or maybe not fuel saved quite so much, but this NSX is really nice, changing up halfway through the rev range and beautifully planted on the power setting 4. We bring it across the line for a race win, possibly one of the easiest World Touring Car 800 races I think I've had in a while. A massive 49 seconds ahead of the fast charging Viper behind, over a minute ahead of every other car in the field. So it's 140,000 credits. Unfortunately, we didn't get a clean race bonus, which is a real shame. I think if I'd been a little bit more cautious in the early part of that race, we could have gone for a clean race bonus. But as I've said plenty of times before, this video series is all about getting the gold really easily, and that's the main emphasis, is getting gold rather than clean race bonuses. We can always go back and rerun these races if we want and try and get gold with clean race bonuses, but for the moment I just want to get the gold and show you just how easy it is to do these races on this hard setting, so long as they're not rally, of course. You know, I can't rally drive. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day now. Thank you ever so much for watching. Your time watching my video is extremely welcome, and thank you ever so much. And if you are new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd like to try and get the channel up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, if at all possible. We're doing pretty well, but if you could subscribe if you haven't already, that would be great. And if you are a current subscriber, thank you ever so much for continuing to support the channel. And if you like this video, which I hope you do, please hit the like button I don't get too many likes on my videos, which has got me a little bit concerned as to whether the content is being enjoyed by people. If you're enjoying it, please hit the like button and let me know in a comment below. In the meantime, thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you on another video coming very soon. For now, take care. Bye bye.